Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenny. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people. And Doug has now taken over the whole channel, and he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
We were really fortunate that with COVID hit and New York City shut down, where we were getting something called plates. So we shot the film in South Africa. I ended up intercutting some of Beauty's family with footage of real wild horses from Utah and Wyoming. And then the only footage we got in New York City were a couple of shots of Central Park, where we had Black Beauty on a stage in South Africa on a blue screen, and we basically fused the background plates of New York City, real New York, with what we shot in South Africa to create that winter scene. And so the pandemic was already in effect, but everything shut down a few days after we shot the final plates in New York. And so thankfully our post didn't slow down. Eventually I had to leave Munich because of everything was really shuttering up. We flew back home to Los Angeles. We had given up our house because of the production. So we ended up coming back and finding an Airbnb to live in for a couple of months. And I finished editing Black Beauty at my dining room table. And so we were really lucky, though, that we were able to finish filming and get the film out there.
For sure. What did you do during the COVID pandemic, Cody?
Yeah, that was the COVID pandemic. That was quite a hit for me. Like I went over and did another Bollywood film in India, and then I almost got stuck in India with the COVID thing, and got out of there, and it really actually ruined my business for like 12 months. There was no, I actually had to do other things. I went and didn't ruin my business, but it actually sent me in a direction which I'm quite passionate about, is the dressage side of things with the horses, heading into the dressage game, it has sent me in a different direction. Like I still do the film thing, but it's not a predominant part of my life right now. So I've started a clothing line as well. So I'm selling clothes.
I didn't know that, Cody. Cool.
Yeah, I'm launching it next week.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but it's all riding wear. It's all to do with women's riding wear. So I'm just launching that next week. So it's going to be it's very exciting times right now. So it's I've kind of gone in a different direction now. So the COVID really was quite influential in me changing a direction. So
Yeah, Ashley, it's not too late to order some from Cody.
I know. Had I known, we'll talk offline for sure.
Yeah, we will.
So, Ashley, what'd you do afterwards when Black Beauty finished and you went through the pandemic?
So after Black Beauty was wrapped, I'm always developing and putting together different projects. My husband, my brother, and a tiny crew and I ended up going out into the wild during the pandemic, and we traversed the vast American West creating Wild Beauty, the documentary. And we were a crew of 5. My parents occasionally followed us in a rented SUV, making food for the crew out of the back of the truck. And we were hoping, if Black Beauty was successful, that we would be able to have a platform to keep going to raise awareness for wild horses in the Western US, which hopefully will have a ripple effect into all horses and the Brumbies in Australia. But our focus is obviously the horses here. And we've been working on Wild Beauty for conception to completion about 5 years. And the film came out this year. We're now in contention for the Oscars 2024. And we'll see what happens. We're a really small independent film competing against, big studio projects, but there's such a sincerity behind why we put the documentary together, which is to try to make change. We're hoping Wild Beauty becomes Blackfish or The Cove, and will do what those films did for their respective species. And we need to reach a tipping point for wild horses. And obviously those themes are threaded in Black Beauty. They're very prevalent in the documentary, but we're trying to make legislative change that will protect wild horses before they get eradicated. Because what's going on right now is just, in 2023, how we're chasing a federally protected, highly intelligent flight animal with a helicopter is just, it's absurd, and it's cruel, and it's antiquated, and it needs to stop. So that's been a big, COVID really unexpectedly, as Cody said, pointed me in a different direction in taking on a documentary project and starting a nonprofit in tandem with that. So, and now all of this work with wild horses has led to other projects, including a narrative feature I'm embarking on that Cody knows about, which is kind of a secret at this point, but it's about wolves. And it's with a major production company and a very well-known producer who will hopefully shepherd that project into international awareness for wolves.
Yeah, for sure. I really wish you luck in that. That's really amazing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Have you ever heard of Andy McPhee?
Andy McPhee. Yes. Why is the name familiar? I can't.
He's my business partner on RNU, and he's also my longtime mentor. He's an actor based in Australia and LA.
Okay. Do you know
Did
him,
you ever?
Cody?
No, I don't know him.
He was in Saving Mr. Banks, The Condemned, Sons of Anarchy, and Animal Kingdom, and he was just in another movie. I can't mention what it is yet, but it's part of a big franchise in the Hollywood industry, so it's a very big role that he has. And his son Cody was in The Power of the Dog in a Best Supporting Actor role, and he was actually nominated for an Oscar award, and he didn't end up winning it, but he was at the Oscars when what happened. And I just, he's doing really good with his acting career as well. And Andy's starting his own acting classes. But yeah, he's also supportive. Andy is also supportive of preserving Brumbies and horses, and virtually, he's an animal lover too.
That's great. We need more voices to add to this fight for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So, what are your hopes for the future, Ashley?
I'm excited to keep going with some really, really beautiful film projects that do something for the world. I think I'm very much pulled in 2 directions right now, which really they point toward the same goal. One being films that make a difference, that are tied to some kind of advocacy, like Black Beauty, like Wild Beauty, like our new project about wolves. And then I love love stories. I believe in love over all things. And so I'm currently working on a reimagining of the classic City of Angels story, which is going to be produced by Charles Roven, his daughter Rebecca Roven, and Paul Perez. And they're a collection of just astounding creative people that are working on this project. And that's going to be an epic, sweeping, timeless, and also earnest love story. Earlier on in my career, I used to get the note that some of my projects and my writing, that I was too earnest. And now at this point, I like that word. I think we need more earnest in the world. I think that good themes and lovely themes are so important to our psyches, and people need to believe in themes like love, and that the world will become a better place. So that's my hope for the future, is to continue getting to be a filmmaker and putting those messages out into the world while saving some horses at the same time. I'd like to do a big movie so that I can finally have a ranch of my own. Get Cody to come visit and help.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having a ranch with horses would be a lot of fun for you both.
Yeah. So
This
we'll
world
see.
needs a not this world needs a lot more positivity. You know, that's one thing that some people lack is just simple positivity.
I agree. We need to remember how lucky we are. Look up at the sky.
A little gratitude won't go astray.
Yeah,
Yep, and being able to laugh off your mistakes rather than feel bad about them, you know.
absolutely.
I should mention that I was recently branded by an associate. We were playing a game of cards it's called Ungame, and we were learning a bit about each other based on questions that were on the cards. And one of my associates was asked on the card to describe the person sitting across from him, which is me, and he called me obnoxiously upbeat.
I take that as a compliment. We need more
Back,
obnoxiously upbeat people.
Yeah,
a
you
little
should see.
backhanded.
Yeah, I'm actually, when he said that about me, I just sort of embraced it. You know, I'm actually thinking that when I do my holiday shopping next month, I'm actually thinking about getting it printed on a shirt and then coming in and showing him.
You should. That's awesome.
I was thinking it could be obnoxious and upbeat on the front, and then on the back, that is me. What are your hopes for the future, Cody?
Just keep living a good life. Keep living a good life. Yeah, look, I'm kind of got the same outlook as Ashley. Obviously, not on the scale of being creative in the vision type with the media, but I have that same outlook for people with their horses. Is being I'm only really interested in the truth, and the truth is what really drives me, because it's really what stays honest in this world. And sometimes the truth isn't always you just have to swallow it sometimes, because it's not always a good outcome for somebody. That is, because sometimes the truth hurts. But I think you just have to keep rolling in a way with a positive and have gratitude for where we're at, and don't get held back by the past. Just keep looking forward and be hopeful for the future of good things to come.
For sure. So, Ashley, this is my final question for you for this particular episode. How can your journey impact the world?
I hope that people join us. I hope that people stand with wild horses, which has become our motto, and they raise their voices to help protect a creature that desperately needs help right now. And people can, some people say, what is my one voice? How do I make a difference? And what's amazing is that a single voice absolutely can make a difference. And that's been exhibited through our work with children. By bringing one young woman to Washington, D.C., we spurred on a whole new slew of change because of her one speech. So the power of our collective voices can make a change. And we're hoping to make an impact in our small corner of the world. And that's with wild horses. So people can follow our journey through our little nonprofit, which is the Wild Beauty Foundation.
Great. What about you, Cody? How can your journey impact the world?
Well, I think I probably can't keep up with Ashley on that one because it's on a bigger scale. But I think if we concentrate on what little bit we can all do to make a change, I think it's the important thing. And I think as long as you resonate a certain honesty and a certain gratitude for the world, like I said before, and if you do that in your little way, and hopefully it's going to follow suit, because I'm teaching people about horses and how to train them, and I always say to people that just let out what's inside you, and don't try and hide from the world. Just be who you are, and hopefully that is a kind person. And that's what I hope that I can bring to people, where through my teaching with horses, that I can say, hey, it's okay to wreck something. It's okay to make even with training horses. The great thing about wrecking something, you get to fix it. So you might do it wrong, but don't let it bring you down. And as long as you're heading in an empathetic direction, I think that's the message on its own.
If you can train people, you'll get them on the right track.
That is really, and also too, it's to keep like horses. We want to save them, but also too, we're kind of like ambitious with, especially with the sport horses that I help a lot of people with show jumpers and all that sort of thing. We're quite ambitious, and we actually challenge ourselves, and we're also challenging the horses in the professional world with horses. We're challenging ourselves, and we're challenging the horses, and in way also too, when you challenge the professional horse, you actually make them a braver, stronger horse, and they can actually cope with this crazy world that we've created for them, because we got to try and speak their language, but they've got to live in our world.
Yeah, for sure. Ashley, where can people find you on social media?
They can follow the Wild Beauty Foundation through either Wild Beauty Foundation or Wild Beauty Spirit. And then personally, I'm just at Ashley Avis on the different platforms. Instagram mostly. Haven't got into TikTok or any of those.
Where can people find you, Cody?
Look, you can just find me. You just type in Cody Rawson-Harris. You just type that in, and obviously follow the CRH training, which I've got happening. I'm about to go online, hopefully, with training videos and all that sort of thing as well. So it's all about CRH, which is this brand here. So ram that in, burn that into your memory, and it's that's I'm excited about making videos. I'm about to probably do what you doing. I've got Final Cut Pro, Ashley, and I'm learning how to edit these videos together. Sometimes I do pulling my hair out a bit. But yeah, no, I'm doing a lot of editing on that, and that's probably going to happen a lot more early next year.
Awesome.
Yeah, because I still have that vibe, the industry. I still love it. I still love the movie industry, and I do really hope to work with Ashley again someday on some project. It'd be great.
Likewise, Cody. I know that will be true. We'll find something fantastic.
I think we at the party at the end of Black Beauty, we made a pact that's going to happen.
We did, and we shall.
And you guys are going to talk off screen about his apparel line.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. I thank you both for coming on, but yeah, that's all we have for now.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No problem. So everybody, please check out Ashley Avis on her social media sites along with her foundation. Follow Cody Rawson-Harris on Facebook. And thanks to all who follow RNU. Please hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next episode.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia, saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.